Yeah, doing another side project is hard. There's a very big blog post that how to be great is just to be good repetitively. I feel so down on myself only because like I'm trying to give 100% every day, constantly reminding myself that if I'm feeling like a 30%, but I can give 30 of that percent fully, I know it'll be a good day. So I know I had some task items to hit for this project, and I only hit one of three, which sucked. But again, with all like life circumstances I had, and it was at least I was doing something good out of it. I was building instead of just being lulled. Like I was building other things around to help this project move forward. But finding the time, it is draining. It is hard, especially me having a significant other, which I never had when I was doing heavy side projects. Yeah, just balancing the time again and just forgetting how much time you don't have for yourself is super hard.
Have you been working on
And
these
there's
side projects at all in the morning, or when do you work on them?
so I've been bad at doing my morning miracle, which is another book we could reference down to show notes, but it was just I've been doing them at night and I know that hasn't been working, but oy, I have to get a bit I have to do get better at that. So you sparked an idea with me, Nicholas. I got to revamp my whole entire schedule. But no, yeah, I that's where I need to figure out. And this is the non-part participation trophy type of thing. Is like crap. I gotta readjust again. I gotta figure it out. I gotta figure out how to knock out some things and make sure I have my sanity back. So and just I just can't grind out like I was in my early 20s and just fun side note story about like grinding out projects. I was I was working for an NFL team at the time as a year internship, and I was still heavily doing a podcast. So we were flying to Green Bay on for a Monday night game. I was it was a f- we were leaving on a Saturday morning, and on Friday night I just got a green light to interview this photographer I've been waiting for to interview. And said, "Hey, I'm in town in Berkeley. She lives in San Diego, Santa Barbara. She lives in Santa Barbara." And I was like, "Holy crud, can we make this happen?" And I used to do in-person interviews. We didn't have Zoom at the time. It's like, "Yeah, let's go." I was like, right after a 14-hour shift, I drove my butt all the way to Berkeley from San Jose. And I did the interview, drove back. So I woke up at 5 a.m. I didn't get back till 1 a.m. that day. So literally fell asleep 3 hours, woke up again for 5 a.m. to go back. So pretty much 21-hour like work day to do the whole thing and then travel to Green Bay and work for 7 days a week. And I was fine. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, no, just to add some additional context, right? So, what was the
Yeah.
old podcast that you used to run?
So the old podcast, kind of new now, restarting it back up, was the Creator's Mind podcast. So I would interview photographers and content creators around the Bay Area and some other parts of the country, sharing stories and how they got into the art, and would shoot with them, would just dive in, small little photography tips, and just mainly just storytelling. And that was the podcast.
Is this still live?
It's still live.
Okay. Well, we'll throw that in the
Yeah.
show notes too then.
Podcast is still live, but I've not made any new content since I dove into work 2021 and has been non-active, but trying to revive it in a sense of a blog slash podcast now. But that's also the build is I've been working on as well on parallel to this. So that's why I was also just grinding out this week. So it's a lot. So
So I found
that's when it's
so
good.
I found the blog that you're talking about. So it's by
Uh,
Steph Smith, and it's called "How to Be Great, Just Be Good Repeatedly."
yes.
Um, did you want to dive into that one more?
Oh, you can do it. Go for it. I feel like I'm talking way more on this episode than normal.
Oh my goodness, I haven't read this in a really long time, but
Well, it came out in 2019 as well.
yeah, but I mean the kind of the core of it all is it
Hmm.
comes back down to consistency.
Mm-hmm.
right? And all you have to do is just move the ball 1% every single day, month, week, whatever it is, and eventually you'll get to where you want to get, right? I think that that's the core of all of this is there's so much focus on um a lot of things that just don't matter, or you're trying to like always hit a home run in a really short time frame. But when you
Mm-hmm.
look at a lot of really anything that's been created, whether it's projects, businesses, whatever it is, they're usually built over a long span of time. And that's where you have to realize that just being consistent during that time is what will get you to that end goal. I mean, I think about this a lot, even with this podcast, right? I'm not expecting, I'm expecting it to be just you and me, probably for the next like 20 episodes. And that's totally fine. It's way more important that we are actually doing it and just being consistent and pushing it out than it is
Yes.
about the likes, the views, the downloads, or any of the other metrics that I don't even know about. Um, None of that matters. And I've seen this like when I even tried starting my own YouTube channel. I failed. I tried being consistent daily. Daily vlogs are hard. Fell off, fell off super, super hard. And it was like just it's dead now, right? But
Mm-hmm.
maybe I need to change what that consistency is. Maybe I should just do it once a week or something.
Mm-hmm. Dude, and again, back in the athletic world, and just made me think about some of the athletes I have is like, what would, is it talent or hard work that made them really good? And I just dissect some athletes that don't put in the hard work, but they're naturally talented, and that will lead them so far versus the people who are really talented, but also extremely hardworking, and they're just getting really far. And this is what kind of gets me like, all right, let's just hard work, but smarter, not burn yourself out in this type of environment because that's also not healthy, as we learned in our growing ages.